Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the GEST IDC September. We are finally into the knockout rounds. We just saw iZONE had a pretty rough loss to Ideal, really. The second place team from last month, knocking off the defending champions. Some people are actually messaging me on Facebook, God, saying, oh no, iZONE is defeated, they're out of the tournament. But fear not, guys, they are not out of the tournament yet. But they have some stiff competition. This will be an all pinoy affair. iZONE, of course, the star player, Joven, hopefully going to be able to lead his team to victory. For MSIevoGT, of course, the fan favorite captain, Chemo, pretty funny guy from everything I've heard. We'll see if he can get things done for them. But now we look towards the draft. And Godz, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. All pinoy's affair always end in, well, something entertaining from some form or another, and this is going to be a great one. MSI Evo, the first team to actually win GEST twice. They won it back towards when it first started. I think it was maybe in March as well as May, I think, because I think April was won by Orange. So they won it twice. It wasn't twice in a row, but they have done really well in the early months of GST. The last few months, they've kind of struggled a bit more. They've had some okay results, making it into the playoffs, but losing in the early rounds. We'll see what happens here against iZONE. As you said, Pinoy blood will be spilled. Whose is it going to be? We've already seen Mineski knocked out in the group stage yesterday. We're going to see another Pinoy team knocked out here.
It's sad, guys. We don't want to bid them goodbye, but whoever goes out, hopefully they'll give us a great game. And right off the bat, probably going to be that solo mid for MSIevoGT. It's the Dragon Knight, very sturdy hero, but there's so many strong solos left in the pool. Queen of Pain, Windrunner have to be high up that list. Chaos Knight, if you want to go for the dual lane or the tri lane, definitely a powerful choice. And Rubik too. We saw this last game for iZONE. It didn't work out quite as well. MSI probably not going to do the same thing as Ideal in terms of picking up a lot of carries and then just going for the pushes and spreading the map. But we'll see. Maybe they want to do that. It really negated the ganking power. But this time iZONE, they get the Rubik on their side instead of being up against it.
Yeah, and we'll see what they want to get, maybe comboing with that Chaos Knight. They could even put the Chaos Knight with the Rubik if they're playing him as a support. MSI Evolution, they've versed this iZONE team a lot. They know what to expect. They're going to go very aggressive in terms of their laning stage. They want lots of disables. And that's partly why they banned up the Beastmaster here. iZONE picked up in the first 3 picks last game. I like this ban against iZONE, although they lost last game with it. It's a hero they love to pick and do play well with. So MSI, where do they go from here? Maybe want to start building their trial and getting some supports. And that's a good idea because you don't really reveal too many of your key heroes. You're just picking up supports which allow you to sort of wait it out to counter your opponent's picks.
Yeah, guys, someone in the chat mentioned I'm a little quiet. Let me know if it's fixed, if it's still too quiet. I can adjust my volume, but I don't want to overcommit to it and mess anything up. Actually, I should check my settings in Windows real quick, because they have a way of just being strange. No, everything looks good on my end. So hopefully it was just a momentary moment of quiet. Momentary moment. There you go. Earthshaker DK, MSIevoGT. Now they have the makings of their tri-lane and the Queen of Pain. That'll be one of their solos. The way it's shaping up, it looks like that'll be the off-lane solo, most likely, and then the DK mid, and then you need your tri-lane for the Earthshaker. They could run the DK in the tri-lane, but double melee is kind of clunky, to say the least. So that's how it's looking so far.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think we're going to see ES +2 in that trial, and there's plenty of range supports left in the pool, so they're not too worried about that. I mean, with CM, Shadow Demon, Ancient Apparition, there's always going to be some option left for that. It's what comes down to it for MSI now is who is going to be their tri lane, sort of, not so much, in some ways, a carry hero, or it could just be some sort of aggressive tri lane we've seen in the past where they don't really have a real carry there. The DK and Queen of Pain are going to be playing more the sort of carry/semi-carry role. iZONE, for now, they get the Windrunner, so that's going to give them a strong side lane solo. If they want, they can send Windrunner against Queen of Pain and go head-to-head tri-lane versus tri-lane, or if they can just send Windrunner top, play as a sort of a suicide solo, and then build a strong tri-lane of their own to crush the Queen of Pain at bottom.
Yeah, they have the heroes to do it. You usually start with Chaos Knight. If you get something like Ancient Apparition, I mean, I'm trying to think who else would really combo well. Leshrac is an option. If you even get just one more stun, but especially if you have a tri-lane, Queen of Pain can be brought down. And even if she's not killed, she's not farming then. It's also, I guess, there is in the realm of possibility. MSIevoGT could throw Queen of Pain in the safe lane and run an offensive tri-lane. Earthshaker is probably, one of the top 3 or 4 heroes to have in a tri-lane, if not the best in the game. So when you start with that pick, I think you can go offensive if you want to. Crystal Maiden would be a great complement to him, but we still don't know who'd be the farmer if they want to go that route. Either way, if it is a tri-lane, I mean, really, I think Earthshaker is the best piece to sort of begin building that tri-lane with.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. I mean, picking the Earthshaker up nice and early on, we saw it last game for Ideal when they just played it so defensively, but at the same time, it was a defensive counter ganker. They'd turn it around. They'd look to stop the ganks, then lead some ganks of their own. Ancient Apparition actually being banned up by MSI, so they don't want to pick it up to combo with the Earthshaker. They'll go for some other support option. Weaver ban, I like that ban. We saw the tri-lane Weaver used by Jules with Dreams, and that's something which is sort of a semi-carry hero that can just tank up, go for an early Lincoln Sphere, and just be very, very annoying. So it does make sense as a ban. And Darkseer, is the jungle Darkseer maybe? Or we're seeing maybe a tri-lane DK? Something different is coming from MSI here.
Yeah, either of those choices I think would be pretty good. And, if they run a tri-lane with the Chaos Knight and Darkseer's in that off lane, it's going to be annoying for Chaos Knight, to say the least. Now, Chaos Knight can find kills on him. Here's the support that can also be very strong against Darkseer in the laning phase. Crystal Maiden, that Frostbite, can be quite a nuisance. You try to surge away, you get frostbitten. So it looks like at this point, this team is looking rather squishy though. Rubik, Windrunner, Crystal Maiden. And they're up against a lot of burst damage, a lot of AoE, and a lot of lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, they're denying MSI of a nice strong support. There's not too much left as far as they're concerned. But if they want to run Darkseer in the jungle, they don't really need another support. But that puts a lot of weight on ES's shoulders to be actively warding, getting the couriers up. And he's not going to have much gold to invest getting that Blink Dagger up during the mid game. So it's going to make it hard for him. I think more likely they'd want to pick up another support option here. And then you're looking at heroes like Lich, maybe Vengeful Spirit, but really not too much left for supporting heroes. iZONE, I mean, they've just got really strong laning heroes, and they're going to look to punish MSI early on, I think.
You know, they went for the Beastmaster last game. If they want to go that route again, it is in the pool.
It's been banned out. It was banned as the banned MSI.
Sorry, my eyes glazing over. Chen is the final pick, so there's your jungle.
Okay.
Defensive jungle Chen, off lane Darkseer, Queen of Pain probably going mid, and then I guess a DK Earthshaker dual lane. It's looking like that's the lanes. It's a double melee lane, and Shadowfiend is the pick for iZONE. Oh boy, this game has now become amazing. Guys, go post on Facebook, post on Twitter, let the world know that GEST IDC September, the first match of the round of 12, is kicking off. And we have an all Pinoy affair featuring a Queen of Pain on a DK facing off against a Shadowfiend, man. Look at that swagger.
Oh yeah, I'm loving the Shadowfiend picks. It worked yesterday. I want to see it work again. It looks like Joven is the one who's going to be playing that Shadowfiend. Definitely the star player that everyone wants to see. And for those of you posting on Twitter, hashtag GEST, let people know this is going to be your round of 12 match. So guys, this is your first run of the playoffs. We've got the entire playoffs finishing today. By the end of today, we have a champion. This iZONE are the team looking to do it once again over on the Scourge side. MSIevoGT team, they don't want not just do it again, they want to do it for a third time. So we'll see who can progress to the next round and who is going to be going home here.
I don't know if you caught it mid, but Joven was dropping his branches, auto-attacking them, and then picking them up before the auto-attack hits. Just showing off. I was thinking maybe he's trying to deny branches, and somehow that would give you souls. That would be a very weird mechanic. I don't think that works. Just look at the quick fingers he has, man. That is impressive.
It probably the attack lands, but it takes 2 right clicks to actually kill items. I remember saying pro players
Queen of Pain.
Queen of Pain, level 1 blink. Okay, plays it safe, level 1 blink, and now Queen of Pain knows up against the tri-lane. They're not going to switch up the lanes by the looks of things. It also alerts Winner that Winner is up against the tri-lane. It's quite interesting that both solo heroes, they're kind of in the safe lane, but up against a very tough lane. And there we go. ES actually going to rotate towards top. So we're going to see ES backing up Queen of Pain. DK going to be soloing mid lane by the looks of things. So I like this sort of switch up coming from MSI Evo here.
This is going to be a pretty easy lane for Shadowfiend, although it is an offensive jungle Chen, who's placed down a bunch of wards. And Chen he should be able to find kills in either lane, really. The Windrunner and the Shadowfiend, both pretty squishy. But speaking of kills, it's a DD Rubik off the bat. Where's that telekinesis? Pulls the DK back in. I don't think they'll get a kill. That armor should be enough to keep him alive. But look at the harassment coming out. Driven all the way out of lane, which means an entire wave. 3 for Shadowfiend, right for the plucking. He's going to have a really fast start. And then it becomes very easy for him to farm in this lane.
Yeah, luckily for DK, he did have some tangos. He's not going super eco to get his bottle up nice and fast, but he's only got a couple tangos there, so it's going to be... He's going to have to play very safe, and Rubik staying mid, knowing that this DK's in trouble now, because that bottle's going to be slowed down a lot. All he can really do is sit back, spam the Flame Breath whenever he has it to try to get 1 or 2 last hits, and bad start for DK. Nothing he can really do about it. Nice little room pick up from Rubik. But it's come at the cost of top lane. Queen of Pain ES are going to be able to compete for farm, harass the CK a bit, and we'll see whether or not Rubik will rotate back to top fairly soon. It looks like he might want to do that.
Yeah, guys, looks like we're going to have a quick pause. MSI, a bit of delay for them. And again, there has been some flooding, but I mean, the ping's really not... We saw much worse pings yesterday, even as high as 150 ms. I mean, really, you'd like to be down closer to that 10 ms mark that iZONE is sitting at. So maybe MSI is in the market for a new LAN Center sponsor, I gotta say. Either way, they'll fight on. Me too, tomato. And well, okay, so I guess we should talk about the game. That's what we're supposed to do, right? So Shadowfiend mid, having a good time against DK, but he could still get backstabbed by this Chen. For me, that's the big thing, is I just feel like Chen has so many openings. Mid, probably the easier lane to gank, but even bottom, if he gets the right creeps, can kill Windrunner. So if he's able to be effective early on, well, he's not even going to wait. He comes in. Oh, this could be bad for Joven. Is there going to be a clap to start things off? There is. The Test of Fate available. Auto attacks coming out. A lot of damage. He's not going to take a fall, but he's being harassed mightily. Oh, no. Telekinesis back in. The first blood, but going the wrong way, gods. Claimed by the Shadow.
Wow. Some big raises there. Well, a big raise there. And I mean, Rubik in the right place at the right time. Shadowfiend just salves it all up. He actually gets his salve cancelled by the DK Flame Breath. But this DK, he's still level 1. He is in so much trouble now. Up against a level 3, almost level 4 Shadowfiend. Rubik's about to hit level 3 as well. I mean, that telekinesis plus level 2 Fable can do a lot of damage. And Shadowfiend, his bottle crawling is going to commence. He's got 900 gold and should be able to get that bottle coming out soon. And then DK is going to be in even more trouble.
Guys, if you're lagging, try changing your quality settings. Try refreshing the steam, but top lane, Queen of Pain gonna go down. No, blinks away with 30 health. That was so close, but she does survive. But yeah, if you are lagging, guys, try refreshing the stream. Try changing quality settings, and if all else fails, try changing your internet browser. Sometimes the 720p plus is actually better, but Queen of Pain gets zapped top. Roaming Rubik sets up a first blood mid, gods, and now finding another kill top. That's 2 lanes. Not necessarily Juan, but going very well for iZONE. Mid is Juan. Top lane, maybe not Juan just yet, but looking quite good.
Yeah, definitely I have to agree there. And we're going to see the trial in at top. I mean, just continue to shut down Queen of Pain, who's sitting on 3 CS. Pretty low level as well. I mean, so that's 2 lanes instantly won. Bottom lane, the win run against Darkseer. I mean, Darkseer shouldn't be in too much trouble here. It's going to be a relatively even farm for both sides in theory, but Darkseer's actually struggling. So all 3 lanes going well for iZONE. Chen's rotate towards the top jungle to sort of even the scales. Make it a tri lane versus tri lane, but Rubik just says, okay, they can handle themselves, let's go back mid, let's look to maybe get a kill in this DK.
Yeah, for the moment, Chen's only level 2. He's also been shut down a little bit because he was in the offensive jungle. He hasn't farmed a whole lot. At this point, normally Chen would be free if he's just farming away, but he's been trying to set up kills mid. He died. He had to walk back to his own jungle. He's not getting the level of farm you'd expect. He hits 3 now. Darkseer, you're right, he's not farming as well as you would hope. In fact, he's way behind, but middle lane, again, they go into DK. Telekinesis is there. Where's the raise? 1, 2, looking for the 3rd. The stun comes out. I think he can do it. Maybe doesn't even need to. He finds it anyway. The triple raise. Joven, and now Queen of Pain on the top lane. MSI is imploding. Defensive Fissure, though, could turn this around. Keeps them alive. This is a horrible start. iZONE not phased at all by that last game. Ideal really had their number, but they're looking strong right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is kind of what Ideal did to them. I mean, just winning most of the lanes and against a team where maybe you shouldn't. I mean, well, I'm sorry, this game it is iZONE. They do have the stronger lane heroes. I mean, last game they did as well, but they just didn't execute. But this game they've turned things around, and it's MSI who now just use their sort of mid-game team fight to turn things around once they get those levels. But for now, they're far behind in levels as well as getting any TIs up.
Bottom lane, Darkseer, power shot is gonna connect. iZONE. At this point, you have to say they're winning every single lane, gods. You know, it's not just a good start. This is a crushing start. Windrunner 22-10 in under 5 minutes. KC just out of his mind right now. Solo killing a Darkseer is actually incredibly difficult. Surge allows you to dodge the power shots. Look how low KC is. I mean, it's still annoying to deal with that Ion Shell. It's a matchup Windrunner should probably win, but crush it like this, very impressive play.
Yep, and Chen's sort of looking to rotate back towards the mid lane, but they don't really have the initiation. Maybe DK can get a stun here, but this Centaur's not going to get any chance to get a stun off. Chen's just wasting time. SF has his boots up, and DK, well, without boots of his own, not going to get any kills.
Oh, blinks away, loses 5 health. 5 health. So much action. You know you're casting GEST when you're just constantly shrieking. Oh man, I gotta save my voice, man. No, I'm happy to lose it to this, although feel good so far. But the middle lane, even look at the positioning of DK. Just you can bottle Crow, you can get some farm that way, but Shadowfiend's lasting everything. He's actually out farming his Windrunner, who's doing fantastically. What do you do at this point? Your Chen's ganks have failed. Maybe you try and set something up on the bottom side of the map where that pesky Rubik isn't going to be there. It looks like that's the plan for TNC. Darkseer running away. Power shot, not going to connect. The Ion Shell actually chewing through Windrunner. In comes the Centaur. Boots already picked up. Bottling up. Stomp. Will it be there? Not able to get in range.
Yeah, Rara, I mean, looking to rotate towards bottom lane, get a gank off, and it's not working. I mean, you mentioned, what does Chen do? Well, he needs to, if he's not finding those ganks, he needs to just be farming in the jungle, getting that level 5, level 6 up, having an ultimate as well as his second creep will help a lot, and it'll also give him the opportunity to go for a push later on, but currently he's seeing at level 3, not ganking successfully. I feel like he just needs to be farming a bit more here in the jungle.
I just saw something said the Vulture used the stored haste rune. I'm very confused about that. Oh, okay, that's Rubik, I guess. No.
No, you can use runes using courier.
Oh,
the
courier used it. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, you pick up the rune using the courier, and then you can use it, and it refills the bottle for your mid hero. So it's quicker than bottle crowing. It's like bottle rune. It refills the bottle using a rune rather than the fountain.
Oh, mid lane telekinesis onto the DK. The Ray's coming out. There's your stun though. Nevermore probably not going to find this zap. This is a big dive. Is he going to hit the Rays? Of course he is. But not enough damage this time, and this might be the opening for Chen.
It's on Rubik. Rubik actually died at mid lane as well there, just to the tower, but he overcommitted for it.
I was watching Chen come in for the backstab. I figured he had to live there, but as soon as I turned the camera away, of course he died. Sorry for missing that one, guys. Tiny little lag spike, but yeah, the Shadowfiend, just such a powerful start for him right now.
Yeah, and I mean, he's already got his Belt of Giant Strength. He's going to have his treads probably coming out in a second. Yeah, he's got his treads. He's got his bottle coming back. Plenty of and what a fantastic start that is. And I mean, it's not just him. It's Winner at bottom lane, Bracer, Phase Boots, Magic Wand, all the sort of early game key items you need, and levels. Level 8.5, almost level 9. That's some big levels doing a lot of damage. Mid lane, DK in trouble. No, SF doesn't actually get the kill. He's picked up his treads now, but DK with boots does have some mobility of his own. But SF probably going to look to keep on being very, very aggressive now that with this fantastic start.
You know, Godz, the one thing I'll say about MSI's lineup is, yes, they're losing the laning stage pretty horribly, to say the least. But they have a lineup that's so strong in the mid game. This team fight is incredible. Queen of Pain ult, Scream of Pain, Chen heal to keep everyone alive, Mech maybe if he can get it. A reasonable time frame, Darkseer vacuum, Ion Shell wall. I mean, the Earthshaker with the Fissure and the Echo Slam, their team fight is pretty unstoppable. Well, they got to get to that team fight. They're not there yet. No, body block attempted bottom lane. SK not going to find it. But if they can somehow find a way just to... They're dying a couple times. They're getting out farm, but they're not losing towers yet. So to me, I still don't think that they're in a horrible position. It's a really bad start, but I still think they can turn this around in the mid game.
Yeah, I think you kind of nailed it there. As long as you're not losing towers, it doesn't really start to completely spiral out of control. I mean, the SF is big. He's had a giant start, but, I mean, 900 gold. He's probably going to go for the Lothar's Edge before his beak. So yesterday, the Ogre Axe, then Lothar's, and just use the Ogre Axe for some raw HP, and then it's not easy. And this is not going to help MSI. Chen going to get picked off, and Rubik going to pick up that kill. One more right click, and yeah, SF level 9. Rubik wants to get his level 6 up now. It's not a good start for MSI, but they just need to keep their towers up and just keep looking to get some levels and farm.
And I really would like to see more defensive play coming out from them. And it looks like SK would like a save.
Can do that, as long as I don't lag to death too much.
you know, I think at this point you just have to abandon the idea of that offensive jungle. You're too squishy. I don't even know if he has boots right now. He didn't the last time I checked. Yeah, he just got his boots, but still, it's 2 raises and he's dead. A couple of auto tech. And the way Joven's played, he's hitting the triple raise every time right now. Treads, Ogre Club picked up. This BKB is coming really quickly, and they don't have a whole lot to deal with it except trying to bait it out and avoid the fight. So I really think right now Chen needs to hit level 6, needs to play defensively. Like you said, they need to get to that mid game, and I still think they can do it. But this is not going to help if they get shackle shotted, Fade Bolt telekinesis, thrown back in, and another kill. Nice chain stun there, good combination from iZONE, finding the kill on the bottom lane. with this bad of a start, it is hard to avoid dying. So it's not that they're playing horribly right now. It's just a few kills early on. Oh, 4-second stun on Toa. He might go down. Is he going to be able to blink away? There's the fissure. There's your scream. Is the ult going to come out now? Pershager blocks himself in a little bit. Unfortunately, Chaos Knight still giving chase. Thinking about this one. Queen wants to come back in, but a little bit low. Not too easy to do so. Is there another fissure? It's cooling down. It's got to be ready soon. In storms the DK with the stun. They're going to get a kill here. Enchant Totem. Queen of Pain ult thrown over the top as well. That kills the creep. And the TP will be canceled in the end. So they give up a kill. It was an expensive one. But now they can push the tower. You know, hey, this is the strength of their lineup. You group up, you get a kill with Chen and that DK. You can start working towers down.
Yeah, really nice timing. Get the kill, get the tower. I mean, they can keep pushing on, try to exploit this tier 2 tower. CM, Rubik coming in to defend a bit, but they know SF, his TP got cancelled. He can't come and help out. They're going to back off and just keep farming for now, and I think that's probably the right decision. They need to get some more levels. Chen wants to get his level 6 ulti, and now the smoke gank is coming from iZONE. We'll see CM, Rubik heading towards the mid lane, and they're going to find this DK here, who is maybe going to be in a bit of trouble.
Wrong place at the wrong time, but Darkseer's coming with Ion Shell, and really you don't want to focus DK. No, they're not. Everyone looks like they should back off in the Telekinesis and Frostbite, pulling the DK back in. Are they going to go vacuum in? You probably don't want to vacuum Joven in, and they're going to turn around. They really need the Shadow Fiend. This will be a massive kill. He's got 78 CS or something along those lines, but I guess Blink was cooling down. Doa not able to get that kill. Chen is getting close to level 6. I think that's going to be, it could have a lot of potential to turn things around. Even if you just live a few seconds longer, you get an extra stun off, an extra Scream of Pain off, the fight might turn around completely. Until Shadowfiend gets the BKB, he's still killable. He's not an easy kill, but he is killable.
Yeah, he's got such a great start that it's going to be really hard to do that, to shut him down. And with this start, it looks like he's gonna make this. Yeah, he's already got the Mithril Hammer. He's just it's 800 gold away from his BKB, and then it's hard to kill him. Then you can't lock him down. He's guaranteed to get off a Requiem of Souls. I don't think they've got anything to go through that and cancel it, and that's going to make it really tough for MSI to take any team fights. They're going to look for ganks and pickoffs in bottom lane. They're not going to find Windrunner. Windrunner escapes, and the good thing is they can transition into a push here. You don't get the kills, they can go for the towers instead.
Well, it's not going to be easy because they have so much spam. The Windrunner alone can really shut down that push. Look at already the creep wave getting chewed apart. I think there you put DK in front and then you surge him in for a stun. That probably would have set up a kill. Or maybe even surge in the Earthshaker for a fissure, and then the DK can follow up. Either way, I think they could have gotten the kill there, but you're right, they can pressure the tower. The problem is going to be a DD Shadow Fiend is going to outpush you easily. Brina Basoyas and Vanguard up on the CK, and they do find a kill bottom as soon as I look away. Windrunner goes down, that's nice. That kill will help. But while this is happening, Joven, he's got his BKB now. 1,300 gold in the bank. Chaos Knight already very tanky with the Vanguard. 500 gold for him. That's a Bracer. Actually, he doesn't even boots yet. So that's his boots at least. They're getting trades, but are the trades good enough? It's hard to say right now, but it doesn't really look like it.
Yeah, it's not really. I mean, they're giving up a tier 2. They're giving SF a heap of farm, but I just don't think they can win a fight against the amount of farm on the SF as well as Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight with Vanguard already up is just so tanky. He can just go in the front lines and create so much space for Shadow Fiend. So taking a pick off on Winner and a tier 1 tower is still alright for them, and they may even get a tier 2 tower here. The problem is, well, Shadow Fiend and CK are just going to keep on marching top lane, try force some TPs back.
This could be a disaster. If they try and fight right here, he's got his BKB just about to be delivered. Where's that courier? It's waiting in the woods. Now it comes in. If they chase this one too far, it could be trouble, but they're not going to. So they give up a tier 2 and a tier 1 in exchange for a tier 1. Not a great trade, but like you said, there's just not a whole lot else they can do right now. So they're losing map control rapidly. The tier 1s in all 3 lanes knocked down. The tier 2 top knocked down. DK looks like he's building. Doc is going to be building towards a Lothar's edge, and that could be a big item for them. If you can Lothar's in, maybe even get surged as well, just to make you move a little bit faster, and set up the fight first on the Nevermore. If you can't use your BKB, maybe they can burst him down. Oh, DK's got to be careful top. This could be bad. In comes Chaos Knight. Still no boots. Who needs boots when you've got Shadow Fiend? Requiem of Souls is cancelled. Not a long enough stun. And he'll get away. If that stun was 1 or 2 seconds longer, it's probably a kill going the other way. Fissure is partially going to block the heroes off, actually kind of helping iZONE because most of the gank is coming through the woods. And they should be okay while this is happening. The split push for iZONE. The chase continues top, though. Queen of Pain comes in, looking for that Scream of Pain. Echo Slam by Earthshaker. That is one big Shadow Fiend. One kill, taking some damage. Hand of God comes through. Shadow Fiend trying to TP out Joven, the escape artist. He gets away. Barely at that. They do kill the CK, and honestly, I almost want to say that's worth it, but not if they lose this tier 2 bottom. Then it's not such a good trade, and it looks like the tower will be falling down.
What a play from the Shadow Fiend there, and it's the funny thing, he TPs to mid lane rather than TPing home to base. He TPs mid lane on 50 HP or something, kills some creeps, kills some neutrals, and now he's going back to heal. Such greedy play, but it pays off. Top lane they do lose to CK, but Shadow Fiend is just getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
I would want to save too after a play like that, man. You know, the funny thing about saves is they don't really interrupt the rhythm, but they give you a moment to like sort of reflect on the game. It's something I would kind of like to see in Dota 2. Is just, you know, maybe even like a pause feature built in. I mean, I don't know if it interrupts the flow too much, but you see it a lot in professional sports. You know, having the pauses, teams have their timeouts. If, you know, when the game is close, when you're sort of at a crucial moment. I guess the downside is if you pause at the right moment, you can kind of do some cheeky stuff. Shackle shot bottom lane though. KC catches out the Queen of Pain. This is a very dead Queen of Pain. Telekinesis and Frostbite. Nova 2 blinks away. No, maybe not very dead, but a blink dagger already up. No, he stole blink. It doesn't matter. Queen of Pain still escapes. What an escape. No!
Oh no!
No!
The power shot!
Oh no! Oh no!
Nails him with the power shot. I mean, they execute the gank perfectly. Not enough damage. Even the blink steal. Darkseid vacuum to save him, and now Darkseid's in trouble. ES Fisher, though, coming in with a vacuum. ES looking for an ulti, maybe? They've taken out one. ES has been slowed. CM taking a lot of damage, will go down. And now we're on the run. Big turnaround from MSI. That was some nice plays, although they did lose Queen of Pain.
Does this Cast Knight just hate boots? He's still no boots. Now he's got up a drums completed. Oh, DK wanted to get a rage with that Shadow Blade. They're gonna find Shadow Fiend. He's got the BKB. Shackle shot. Gonna latch two together. It doesn't matter. What a kill. Look at everybody leveling up after that Shadow Fiend dies. That is big time. Immediately 4 levels for the team. Something stolen. That Scream of Pain. Is there a blink in? There's not. And Godz, I don't want to say they're throwing this game, but they really cannot afford to overextend. 4 staff away, Windrunner on the back foot. Queen of Pain jumps in. The ult is going to connect, and they're doing it. They are coming back into this game. Now Rubik's in a little bit of trouble. Blocked in by Queen of Pain. One by one, they're getting caught off. They're getting picked out, and out of nowhere, MSI, the courier, dies to the tower. But they still have to be extremely pleased with that result. Now they're looking to push down to Tier 1. And now the map control going back their way. Look at all the levels. I want to say as a team, they picked up 8-10 levels in that fight.
That was absolutely massive. I mean, that couldn't have gone any better for them. They're going to get a Tier 1 tower. They may even look to continue pushing here. Shadowfiend is back up now. He's going to TP, and he's got his ultimate orb as well as a BKB up. So not going for a Lothar's edge at all, in fact. And MSI, they back off. They know they've won that clash there, and they looks like they're going to go into the Roshan pit. So this could be a bit risky, especially if iZONE catch on. If they don't, I mean, it's a Roshan going their way. They haven't got a huge amount of damage. It will take them a bit of time here, but they've got the Chen creeps. They've got plenty of survivability. If they can get a Roshan here as well, that's going to pull them pretty far ahead.
Look how farmed these heroes are. I mean, that's why it's taking so long to kill iZONE. It's a 4-staff mechanism up on the Windrunner. Very difficult to lock down, but you're right. If they get this Roshan, that would be big time. Chen, great hero to have for dealing with this. With the smoke gang comes in. They're finagling around for position. Smoke revealed on the Rubik. The jig is up. They don't even care. They just say, kill the damn Roshan. Shadow Fiend coming in with an ultimate orb, with the BKB. Just strutting on by and then strutting away, and everybody's going to get in a little bit of an engagement here. Crystal Maiden gets nuked down instantly. Rubik trying to TP out. Will there be a stun in time? Doesn't look like it. Shadow Fiend is just going to farm his own jungle. Now he's going to head mid. That, you know, that's the power of this lineup. We talked about it a little bit, even when they were behind. Is if once they get back in the game, I almost want to say MSI have the advantage now. Not quite, but just another fight or two going their way, and they will because of this team fight. Yeah,
I mean, they're capitalizing on iZONE's mistakes. I mean, iZONE are looking a bit rattled here. I mean, CM and Rubik, I'm not sure what they were doing there, running past the Roshan pit. They get revealed from smoke. They run up the hill, and I mean, it was their entire movement was spotted by an MSI observer wards once they came out of smoke. So it was not only a Roshan, but they get a kill out of it, and now they go back to farming. Like you say, now that they're back on. Well, now that they've turned things around, it's MSI who have the better team fight, have the slightly better heroes, and they're going to start pulling ahead now, even though the kill score just 8-10 in their favor.
Oh, top lane, Chaos Knight going for a solo kill on the Earthshaker. There should be a Chen heal. Drum charge gets popped, the creep's blocking. This might be a turnaround. The fissure could be used. Chaos Knight's probably got to run now. Is he going to keep on running? He is going to juke into the jungle, keep on trucking, and he should get away. Yes, he will escape. An Ogre Club up on DK. He's working towards the BKB now. And look at the Radiant side. The other thing that we want to talk about with this lineup is there's a lot of magical damage. They're pretty reliant on stuns that don't go through BKB. Shadowfiend hits reasonably hard with his auto attacks. But really, you know, a lot of it is the raises and the ult, and that's not going to affect you when you're in BKB. Aside from the slow and the ult.
BKB's the item to get there. I mean, not to mention it's all magic damage and AoE damage. I mean, Darkseid's going to mech up. It looks like he's got to bring a health. He could finish off his Vanguard here, or may just want to go start building towards that pipe. Either way, he'll probably want to pipe after the Vanguard if he goes for one. And that's just going to help out his team, help negate a lot of that AoE damage coming from the Shadowfiend ultimate, coming from Windrunner power shots, coming from all that. The one thing iZONE have going for them is they've got a very farm Windrunner and a very farm, well, Shadowfiend CK. All three of those heroes quite farm. They may actually, yeah, they're going to pick off Chen here as well. So they've got their three key heroes with decent farm, and the problem is now MSI with decent farm on their key heroes and a better team fight.
Did Rubik just steal Holy Persuasion? I believe he did. This is going to be a big army for him. No, he wants more creeps, not able to find them. So they not only massacre the Chen army, they're now going to have 3 big creeps of their own to work with. If they can find them. Unfortunately, the jungle is just not cooperating right now for SK at all. I actually can't see what there is over there. Nonetheless, I mean, that could be a very powerful spell to steal. It gives them something they're a bit lacking in, which is just those frontline tanks, a couple extra disables to work with. Now, there's so much AoE on MSI, it could be turned against them, especially with the Echo Slam. But we'll see. The tower gets melted down. Necrobook is picked up. Who actually got that? Is it Windrunner? Yeah, wow, look at KC. He's actually out farming Joven, I think. Yeah, he's even with him. And here they go, high ground. Vacuum into the wall. There's your fissure. Oh god, this is a lot of burst damage. Shadowfiend has not used his BKB yet. He's going to strut back in. Raise number 1. Shackle on 2. Raise 2. And the ult. Requiem of Souls. So much damage from Joven. Picks up the double. And now they really want to force this. In fact, Chen will die as well. They're just diving past the tower. That Force Staff away on the Shadowfiend probably won them the fight. And maybe with that, get them the racks as well. Fissure stolen by Rubik. They want DK. A long way to dive. Windrunner may have overextended. Maybe to bridge too far for her. No, she's going to live. Windrunner, is she? Where's that Windrun? Where's that Windrun? No, she's going to go down. But they get, what is that, 4 kills. And now they're threatening racks.
That was some amazing play by the Windrunner there. Those shackle shots, and at the end, just playing around with the DK, right-clicking it down, power shots off another hero, and I mean, some fantastic individual play. It allowed SF to get off a big Requiem of Souls, and this is a 22-minute racks. I mean, it looked like MSI were in a position where they had sort of clawed their way back into this game, but all of a sudden, turned around, they get the melee racks, they TP out, they're going to look to farm out this bottom top lane, but CK gets caught behind there, is a straggler. It's CK as well as SF, and SF, no BKB, needs to be careful. He could be going down, he's going to try TP out, and it looks like he's not going to get caught out.
Now they're down racks, and if you look at iZone's lineup, they're just so good at split pushing CK, Windrunner, and well, CK not so much, but with this amount of farm, he pushes reasonably hard, and then you have the Shadowfiend and the Windrunner as well, who are great split pushers. Getting racks down, it's not just racks in this game, it's a lineup that really wants to be ahead because of how well they can flash farm. That is a big, just a few seconds ago, it felt like MSI was right back in the game. The vacuum wall was not quite there, Earthshaker was a little bit late to the party. But you're right, it really was the Windrunner with the Force Staff away, saving the Shadowfiend, and then the Shackle shots, doing so much work in the fight. So what do you do now if you're MSI? Do you sit back and farm? Do you try and get that next Roche? And would it matter? I mean, DK is really not the best candidate for it. What's the game plan for them?
I think they're okay to sit back and farm. I mean, Blink's coming up very soon on Earthshaker, not to mention he's just hitting level 11 now as a Blink. Queen of Pain is still waiting for sort of his first big item, and it's a matter of they haven't got their really key items up. I mean, no BKB up on the DK. Sitting back and farming is an alright option here. They've lost a melee barracks. It's going to hurt. It's going to make it very hard, especially this early on, but they haven't really got the heroes or lineup which can just go to the other side of the map, go for a smoke gank. It's all about getting to that late game stage with their heroes.
They have a great turtling lineup. As Queen of Pain, I almost want to say this is a bit of a farming item here. She's going for the Bloodstone. And like you said, if they get the core items up, the Blink Dagger and Earthshaker is there. There's now a vacuum, and I believe it should be a level 2 wall. Blink into an Echo Slam with a vacuum wall to set it up. That can ruin any kind of push. So iZONE, I feel they really need to get that next layer of items. They cannot, if they slip up again, even being upper racks, this game could easily turn around. Just because of the composition of MSI right now. So we'll see. It looks like MSI very defensive positioning, defensive wards being placed on the high ground. Just generally making sure they can farm as safely as possible. And iZONE is content to let them farm in exchange for some of their own. So they're not forcing, they're not pressing, and I think that's really important. And now comes another big item. I believe this will be an Eagle Horn for the Shadow Fiend. Sells the bottle, picks that up. Probably a butterfly. I suppose there's an outside shot. It could be an ethereal blade, but most likely this will be a butterfly. And he's going to right-click extremely hard with that.
Yeah, this is going to hurt. I mean, it could be either. I mean, the Ethereal Blade does work, has some synergy with his ultimate, but Butterfly as a right-click damage dealer is probably going to be the better way to go. I mean, they're going to need right-click damage to go through the BKB of DK that's coming, and it's not going to be all that effective to have an Ethereal Blade when they have... I mean, they've got lots of magic damage already. Needing some physical damage is going to be where they want to go, and for now, it's MSI. I mean, they're trying to get up this mech, this pipe on the dark tier. They want this next on the key items, and whether or not that's going to be enough to deal with this AoE, we'll have to wait and see, though.
Here comes the smoke gank. 4 heroes grouped up in the enemy jungle. Wise decision to retreat. Oh no. DK. That Shadow Blade, I'm not sure it's enough to keep him safe. Is there detection? Yes, there is. There's sentry wards on the Rubik. DK's got to run south. He's got to TP out now. Is he going to be in time? Telekinesis just short. Barely escapes with his life. That would have probably been, well, if not another lane of racks, it would have been just in complete map control for iZONE and definitely some damage. They're going to go mid, maybe look to work down this range racks, which isn't really the biggest loss, but barely escapes.
Yeah, and here comes the Necrobook 3 for the winner. That's going to give him a lot more pushing power. SF needs to be careful, doesn't want to get stunned by the ranged DK. He can get focused down before he pops off the BKB if they initiate on him, so some positioning is still important even when you've got the BKB up.
It's frustrating to be a Chen at this point because your creep army is just useless. There's way too much burst from the Shadow Fiend, and then just all the AoE as well. And pretty much he's reduced to just sending heroes back to base, popping that mech if he can, and then just dropping the ult. Oh, I'm sorry, he doesn't even have a mech. Just, I guess, the medallion. Or Darkseer is the one with the mech. Working towards an urn, or a pipe, I should say. But I'm just not sure. It's at this point, I think it's the physical damage they're more worried about, and less the magical.
Yeah, the one thing Chen can do, he can use that Holy Persuasion on the level 3 Necrobooks coming out from Winner, but it's, like you say, there's very few options for him. SF just going to pop the Manta, they can just basically pelt away at this tower. BKB's popped on both SF and DK. DK, he got spotted out in Invis there, really well-placed sentry coming out from iZONE. DK was trying to find some kind of initiation, he gets forced back. BKB's going to be on cooldown. Sure, SF's is on cooldown, but that works better for iZONE, because they can just chip away at this tower, and DK can't initiate without that BKB.
The one here who can initiate vacuum on 4, Echo Slam, Scream of Pain! Element burst damage in the world. Can you say Wombo combo? Oh man, who needs BKBs when you have an Earthshaker with a Blink Dagger, when you have a Darkseer vacuuming to set it up? This was the combo we talked about, and gods, they win a big fight. They're not going to get anything more out of it just because the middle lane is pushing it, but 4 hero kills, they'll definitely take that.
Yeah, it's a big fight in a big way. I mean, only losing a Chen, I mean, that's a minor loss, almost an insignificant loss at this point in the game. And, well, I mean, iZONE, they just grouped up and let ES get a big ultimate with the Darkseer, sort of to help set it all up. And the vacuum wall did a lot of damage as well. And it just goes to show iZONE, sure they're ahead, sure they've got a nice hero synergy, and even if with DK's wasted BKB, it's still hard for them to push in. They need to be careful and safe about this because that AoE combo from MSI, the Darkseer ES, and Queen of Pain Ultimate as well is going to prove to be very, very deadly.
It was a team wipe, and I believe Roshan's got to be coming up soon. We don't have the handy timer from Dota 2, but the next Roshan, we will write down the time. I know it's coming up soon, though.
Yep,
And
it's up now. The green dot on the minimap means it's up.
Oh, yeah. Man,
all these crazy Dota 1 mechanics you forget about.
And you can see that as a player, too, right? I believe you can.
Yeah.
In Dota 2, you don't know when it's back up. You have to check.
It's crazy. Well, even in Dota 1, you after the second Roshan, you don't know as well unless you scout it out to get rid of the old dot, because the dot's still there if the other team took it. So you get an advantage if your team take Roshan, because you know, oh, Roshan's back up. The green dot just came back, but if you never scouted out as the team who didn't get Rosh, you don't really know. So all kinds of crazy Warcraft 3 mechanics, but it looks like MSI, I mean, they're having around the Roshan pit. I don't know if they'll go in themselves. Maybe they're just waiting it out to see if iZONE want to make a play for it, but they're going to smoke up, look for this Shadowfiend.
Here comes the paid train. Do they know he's there? Do they know he's there? If they just walked,
close.
If they just walked like 200 units closer, the smoke would have been dispelled, and then they would have known. But I'm not sure they're going to find anything now. Heading towards the jungle. Oh, the Rubik and CM. We saw the position earlier was not the best. If they get caught out, this would be... Yes, they're the supports, but they really need that Rubik especially. They need that extra disable. They need the Fable to reduce everyone's damage, to have a good shot in a team fight. And I'm going to do some dewarding. I think they can just go and do Roshan, to be honest. I guess they would like to have more of a Chen army. That's the main thing. But they're going to back off. Middle lane is pushing.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they go for Roshan, it's going to become fairly obvious. With middle lane constantly pushing out, they've got to just wait to win a fight before they can take Roshan. iZONE will know. iZONE can either go counter push or just go take a fight to them at Roshan. And if they're careful with their positioning, I mean, send the Necrobooks in first, spam the power shots from afar. They can take it. They can take a team fight. I mean, they don't want to go walking in grouped up as 5 into another Darkseer vacuum plus ES ulti, but if they're cautious, they can win a team fight around the Roshan pit.
Next fight, there's going to be a Butterfly on Shadowfiend. Manta style is already up. That means the illusions get evasion too. Now they look towards Roshan, but the dewarding already happened, so iZONE, they're going to have some control over this. Now the dewarding goes the other way. But if supports are trading in terms of sentries, that's generally going to favor the team that's ahead. And gold-wise, it's still got to be iZONE with the lead. Here comes a very aggressive Windrunner. Just Casey, constantly applying pressure. I even scouted him out earlier in the enemy jungle, just looking to maybe set up a kill, just push that top lane in. Windrunner's so good at doing this, with this much farm at this point in the game. It's really hard to find a kill, and then you get to split push. Her and the Shadowfiend constantly keeping the lanes pushed in. It's not just the fact that they have Rax mid, it's also these heroes and their split pushing potential paying off and really keeping them in a position where it's hard to find the team fight. That's what MSI would like to do, is have another big team fight, but it's hard to get those team fights when you can just split push on the part of iZONE.
Yeah, and probably the one key hero is going to be this Darkseer. If Darkseer gets picked off, or at least if they decide to initiate on him, if they hit a shackle shot, if they burst him down, that's probably going to be, without a doubt, a lost fight. Without the Darkseer vacuum plus wall, not to mention the mech and pipe, those are two very important items to keep heroes alive. Even the DK with BKB, I mean, that BKB only lasts so long, so it's a lot relying on Darkseer not to get caught off and not to be sort of in a position where he can get shackled or focused down too early.
He's a team fight in a box. I mean, really, like you said,
yeah.
He's the most important team fight abilities, and then the most important team fight items as well. Chen doesn't have any of those. Just he's had such a bad game. Chemo really, the captain has to play so carefully. But hey, if anybody can for this team, it's going to be Chemo in the right position for his team.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. Right now, it's iZONE. They're grouped up at top. They really want to force the issue at top lane. I mean, this is kind of where their downfall came last time. They went for this top lane push. Darkseer got off the vacuum wall with an ES ultimate. DK just needs to be in the front line to sort of soak up some spells. Even if he pops his BKB like we saw last time, they still can win the fight. But look at this, iZONE only sending in Windrunner with a Necrobook to focus down the tower, forces out a glyph, and there's your vacuum. Not going to land. Queen of Pain ultimate doesn't really get too many, and this is not looking good for MSI to start things off with.
Oh, there gets the wall. It is dropped, but immediately DK just brought down. And now the DK goes, or the CK goes in, and he's going to find that Darkseer. Doesn't really matter that he found them there because the ult was already used, the vacuum was already used, the pipe and the mech too, but it just wasn't enough. Pink finds a kill on someone. I'm not even sure. That was the Rubik. Not a big kill at all. And now they're going to get Rax, and it looks like iZONE are going to advance. Blinking again. They really want to defend this. No, not enough. Earthshaker goes down. Too much damage at this point. The 3 semi-carries, or even carries in the case of the Shadowfiend, standing very strong right now, looking poised to take this Rax, and if they take 2 lanes of Rax, I'm just not sure that MSI can defend any longer, because you really could just siege things out at that point, send in the illusions, send in the Necrobook, and never put yourself in harm's way, and I think it's a good time for a save.
Yeah, when you're up 4 Raxes, when you've got this 3-core lineup, you've got the Shadowfiend, the CK, Windrunner, all carries or semi-carries, it's really easy to stay ahead and just keep getting further ahead. They can go take Roshan now if they want. They're up a couple 7 Raxes. CK, big crit, takes out the Queen of Pain. Doa's going to drop, and that's 4 heroes down. The kill score is currently even, but it's just iZONE choosing the better fights, and SF doing so much damage now with his completed butterfly. He's got the gem in his own hand, so that's going to basically disallow DK from any kind of initiation. DK only just now hits level 16 as well, so this Frost Dragon was just a bit too slow to come out. And DK at this point in the game, we saw that fight. He's pretty squishy. SF hurts him really hard. Maybe he wants to get the plate mail before the Hyperzone. He basically needs to complete his Assault Crest before he can try fight.
And even then, you know, it's the nukes too. The BKB has to be used, and now there's lifesteal in the Shadowfiend. With evasion up with no MKB, there's no Hex to remove that evasion, and I'm really not sure they can do anything about it. It's also annoying that Shadowfiend has the, we'll talk about that later. Here comes the DK. Shadowblade, or the Lothar's Edge, has been used. Uh-oh, DK gets caught out. Where's that BKB telekinesis? He will pop it, but Shadowfiend is just bashing him to bits. The lifesteal is going to Lothar's away. They try and fight Windrunner, Test of Faith too. Sent back, even a drum charge, the Hand of God comes out. Everyone's surviving, but it's on the back lines where there's an illusion war breaking out. Now the Chen creeps are the next victims, next in line. Scream of Pain, Sonic Wave from Queen of Pain, top emitter pushing in, but somehow they are still holding on to some degree. They're not completely getting wiped. It looks like Chaos Knight wants to change that, going in for Darkseer. Darkseer in a bit of a pickle. That vacuum was not what he's hoping for. DK will find the Windrunner. That's a big kill, but is it going to be enough? Chaos Knight getting kited now. The Fissure as well. Rubik doing so much work, and in comes the Shadowfiend, the big, bad, angry man. He's going to find the kill there. And now, with a couple of kills going their way, it's 3-4, or 4-3, I should say, in favor of iZONE. They might just be able, it looks like they are going to get a third lane of racks, and with that, most likely the game.
Yeah, I think they're just waiting for this SF Manta. They're just going to go right on into Chaos Knight. Any ultimate? Yeah, Chaos Knight has his ultimate as well. Phantasm going to get popped, and Shadowfiend and Chaos Knight just going to run in, basically burst down this tier 3 tower, and probably the Raxes as well. And if they can get the Rax here, this is going to be the end for MSI. So MSI, they need to try and make something happen. Mech Pipe, they've got it all. Darkseid looking for a vacuum ultimate maybe, and that's the only way they're going to hold this. They've got to go in soon.
It's too late. It really is too late. BKB on the DK, but that is a melee form, and like you said, just look at how easily he's chopped up. Killed off by the Shadowfiend, stealing all that delicious life. Now they go onto the Chen. Chen will take a fall soon, I believe. No, he's tanking pretty well, admirably. And no, he will take a fall in the end. That's Mega Creeps. That's got to be game. MSI know it. Doc is the first to call GG. And iZONE, they took a step backwards up against Ideal, but seem to be back to their old tricks, looking to advance deep into the September edition of the GEST. Darkseer going to go down here too. iZONE, they don't look phased at all from that loss in the knockout or in the tiebreaker match, Godz. They look really strong right now, and they do it with a Shadowfiend.
They're playing well. They're showing why they won last month, and they're looking to do it again here. It's not all easy. They're going to have to go through a round of 8 opponent who finished first in their group. I think it's SVRES who they versed, but they do knock out MSI. MSI, I mean, another strong performance here, but just it's not enough. Once you get into that playoff bracket, it's single elimination, so it's really do or die.
And just for good measure, there was a Divine Rapier up on Joven when at the time that game ended. Not that he needed it, but hey, he'll take it. So guys, that does it for our first match of the knockout brackets. That is our round of 12 match. I am LD, he is Godz. But don't go anywhere because we do have more matches coming up. The quarterfinals, not sure which match will be casted yet, but we'll talk about it. We'll let you know in a few moments. In the meantime, have a snack, grab yourself some coffee, grab yourself a nice delicious drink, take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. Don't you dare turn off the stream because we are coming back soon with round of 8, also known as quarterfinals action, the September GEST. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.